Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 4th day of December, 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. Hope your families are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your families in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, trying to help people and save lives, along with those that are first responders, often risking their lives to save others. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage and keep places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People also that are helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create the need to have these industries exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks defeated the Charlotte Hornets 119-104. To reclaim their second seed spot in the Eastern Conference. It was a good night for the Knicks in more than one way. All our enemies lost. Portland beat Cleveland. San Antonio, without Victor Wembanyama, beat Orlando. The Clippers beat the Hawks. Brooklyn beat Chicago. Milwaukee beat Detroit. All our enemies lost last night. So that all is good for the Knicks. Even Miami lost to Anthony Ambulance and the Dallas Mavericks. Anthony Ambulance got out of his sick bed and dropped 17 and got, I think, 17 board and beat Miami 118-109. So all our enemies lost. That helps the Knicks. One thing I was thinking about this morning, and I wanted to share with you. This is the easy part of the Knicks schedule. What we're dealing with right now is the easy part of the Knicks schedule. The hard part begins February 1st. Between February and March, the Knicks play 28 games between February and March. 18 of those games are on the road, including a 5-game road trip, including several back-to-backs. So yes, the Knicks are going to play 18 out of 28 between February and March on the road. Okay, and let me just count. They got at least in February, they got, let's see, two back-to-backs in February, and they got 2 back-to-backs in March. So they only got 2 sets of back-to-backs, it appears. But they play a lot of road games, and they play some good teams. A couple of West Coast road trips, very little games at home. This right here is the easy part of the schedule. And the reason this is good, I mean, there's good and bad in any schedule, right? But the reason this is good is that this gives the Knicks a chance to develop lineups without their key players. So as you know, right now, both Shamet and OG are out, and the Knicks are still winning. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Okay, some people like to bring negative and bring up, how many winning teams they beat or how many sub 500. That don't matter. Get the W's is what matters. If you're a Knicks fan, get the W. You want to be an analyst on BSPN, you could talk about how many 500 teams the Knicks won. But we're talking about getting the dubs, no matter who they are. So right now they're getting them, and they're getting them, with not their full contingent of players. So we missed JB for a couple of games, but he came back earlier than we expected, right? And so it's been up and down as far as health concerned with the Knicks. And then, of course, Mitch Rob can't play back-to-back yet. So there's all of that. And somebody came, stop with these teenage amateur so-called analysts. Mitch is unplayable because he can't fit foul shots. Please leave. Anyway, speaking of that, Brown addressed it. It was asked by the media, and he gave a coded message. He said he wants Mitch to have confidence, and he wants to show that he has confidence in Mitch, and Mitch is working very hard on his free throws. So he's going to put him in the game in those situations to build his confidence. But he reserves the right to make changes. Translation. We're going to use this time of the season for you to get your free throw shooting together. If the playoffs come and you still can't hit a free throw, you ain't going to be on the floor in the fourth quarter. Period. And that's fair. That's fair. So let's let Mitch Rob work on his foul shooting, and let's go through life and stop tripping about him being unplayable stupidness. Okay? When he's in the game, he changes the game. And he's done so. And this is another thing that bothers me. Some idiot comes on my channel talking about Brunson is always ball hogs and they can't win with him. So we were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year with Jalen Brunson. We've been winning way more than we've been losing since Jalen Brunson got here. So to speak like that is not only stupid, it's not only short-sighted, it's unfaithful to my team. This channel is about the Knicks. And for the Knicks. Not negative, positive. Some of y'all should remember that. I gave my man a little mercy. I didn't just boot him off my channel, which is what I wanted to do. But I'm going to save it. Like the other one talking about Mitch is unplayable. Y'all need to calm down. So anyway, yeah. Mitch has already dominated games for us. We're in 21 games now. And he's already played games where he's won the game with just his rebounding and defense. He's already done it. And so people talking about he's unplayable. Some of y'all get on my last nerve, man. But anyway, this is the easy part of the schedule right here. So this right now, in fact, because the Knicks are playing in this Emirates Cup, there's a big open space in the schedule. And that's because if they have to go to Las Vegas, which they're on their way to doing, especially if they beat Toronto next week, if they got to go to Las Vegas, that's where they're going to play them extra games. Okay, and it's going to be extra games. They're going to just play extra games, period. So right now, the Knicks are getting ready to play Utah at home tomorrow. And then they're getting ready to play Orlando at noon, a matinee game on Sunday. Now, that game's going to be tough for me because I got to catch the cab to go to the airport to go to Medellin on Sunday. And I'm going to be catching it at 12 o'clock. So I'll be listening to the game on my phone and watching it on my phone. And then when I get to the airport, I'm surely going to be pulling it up. But it's going to be on the move. So we'll see how that works. I'm still keeping in touch with everything from Medellin. We're, this is internet. This is the whole world. You could be anywhere and catch anything. So I'm going to be catching it. And Medellin time is the same as East Coast time. So we got Utah tomorrow. Mitch Rob will be playing tomorrow. I think he's going to have a little bit more incentive playing against this guy that a lot of people was tripping, talking about trade Mitch for this guy. I forgot the guy's name. Let me get his name up here anyway. But anyway, they were talking about trade Mitch for this fool. And yeah, no. See, we're talking about winning a chip, man. We can't be, What's the boy's name? Shoot, he's not even, wait, where is this boy? What was that boy's name? I forgot his name. Anyway, he ain't even, Yusuf Nurkic is playing now. Yusuf Nurkic, dad. Well, anyway, they come into New York to play tomorrow. And Nurkic, Marketing, Ace Bailey, Svi, Keontae George, Collier, Clayton Jr. out of Florida, Sensabaugh, Kyle Filipowski. Nice squad. Definitely a nice squad. So, we're going, they're having a tough season, but this is a young team with exception of Marketing, and they are rebuilding, and they're playing a lot of young players. They're coming into Madison Square Garden, and of course, they're going to be all excited to play on the floor under the lights at MSG. Walker Kessler, that's the guy. I don't know what happened to him. He's not even showing up. Is he hurt or something? Walker Kessler, that's the guy. Everybody was like, well, we got to trade Mitch Rob and get Walker Kessler. Get out of here. Get lost. Anyway, we play them tomorrow. Nice game last night. 28 assists. You know what I like about last night's game? Speaking of the win against the Charlotte Hornets, you could look at it and some knuckleheads are going to do, that's a weak team. We need to beat them. This is the league, man. Some of y'all still ain't learned that. This is the league. Stop tripping like weak teams. Any team could beat any team on any given night in the league. Look what happened last night. Portland beat Cleveland. Okay? Portland beat Cleveland. San Antonio, no Victor Wembanyama. beat a fully stacked Orlando team. The Clippers, who been internally struggling all year, beat ATL. Okay? And then I told y'all, look here, Anthony Ambulance got his sick bed, got in his ambulance limo, and destroyed the Miami Heat last night. Detroit beat Milwaukee. You know why Milwaukee beat Detroit. You know why? Without Giannis, only playing 3 minutes last night. You know why? They're going, Bobby Portis got in Beef Stew's head. Beef Stew had his fist up in his face, ready to punch homie in the face. And when he put his fist up like that, he was ejected from the game. He ain't hit him, but you won't want Beef Stew knocking your face like that. So anyway, that cost, I think, Detroit the game. Got them all out of their rhythm and everything. Had to have the coach walk Beef Stew all the way into the locker room to stop him from coming back and bashing Bobby Portis. So that's why they lost the game. See, but look, anybody could be anybody on any given night. This is the league. So last night, the Knicks, what I liked about this game last night is they really, first off, Karl Anthony Towns took the most shots. I feel like even if Towns is not having his best game, if he takes the most shots on the team, we have a better shot, because what that means is we're playing through him. Okay, that's better, playing through Towns. Now, I'm not trying to diss JB, but JB could still, he's the clutch player of the year. He could still take over games down the stretch, sure. But if you set up Towns the whole game, that sets JB up better for the fourth quarter when we need him. So I think they should really do a concerted effort to make sure Towns gets the ball as much as possible. He knows what to do with that mess too. He was more under control after messing up the night before, getting all flustered and everything. But he was more under control today. Really, this game, look at this now. 28 assists for the Knicks. That's what you're talking about. 28 assists, points in the paint, 54 to 40. That's what we're talking about. See? And then, again, the shot distribution. Look at this now. Cat, as I mentioned, Cat had 23 shots. Josh had 11. McCall 14. Jalen Brunson 16. Very efficient. Deuce had 9 shots. That's what you want. See? And, of course, with that, you had all 5 starters in double figures. And the good thing is that we really don't have much. Without Jordan Clarkson scoring, we don't have much bench at all, because Deuce and Hart are starting. When we get Shamet and OG back, probably they'll put Deuce back to the second unit. I don't like it, but that's probably what they're going to do. Again, there's what I want and there's what Brown wants, and he's the boss. So it'll probably be OG and Hart starting with Shamet and Deuce coming off the bench. I'd rather have one of them, Shamet or Deuce, in that starting lineup, but is what it is. But then we'll have some more firepower, is what I'm saying, on the bench. Between Clarkson, Shamet, and Deuce, you'll have some firepower on the bench. But right now, because both Deuce and Hart are in the starting lineup, we don't get as much firepower from the bench. So the bench only produced 12 points last night. But they were plus 16, so that was good. But Kolek, I like Kolek is getting a little bit more confident every night. A little bit better, a little bit more confident. Getting his bumps and bruises and learning. This is good. Like I said, he's TJ McConnell 2.0. And I like TJ McConnell. And I like Tyler Kolek. I think we're going to be all right with this here. So, nice win last night. They shot the ball very well, especially like Deuce and Cat, 3 threes apiece. And then Kolek actually hit 2 threes last night. So it was pretty good. JB did not shoot the ball well. 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. 9 of 16, most of his points in the paint, which is why we was 54-40 in the paint last night. So, and that's what you want. You want Brunson getting in the paint, as Coach Brown said, and spraying it out. One time he had a layup. I mean, he was right there and he threw it out of bounds. But that was the focus, getting in the paint and spraying it out. And he was doing that. Josh Hart, again, 15, 8 boards, 8 assists. A really solid game from him. I expected a 24. I think I said a 30 and 14. From Cat, we got 35 and 13 from Cat. And only 2 personal fouls. So that was good. With Deuce out there, Again, when he was guarding Ball is tough now. He is. There's no doubt about it. He's tough. But when Deuce was on him, that was a little bit tougher for him. What you want, you're not going to stop a guy that's a professional level scorer in the league from scoring. You're just not going to do it. But what you want is to make his shots difficult. Make him make circus shots. Make him make long shots. That's what you want. And that's what Deuce was doing against Ball last night. He was making his shots tougher. He threw up 13 threes. He made 5 of them. And he get 12 of 27 from the floor. So he was putting up a lot of shots. Miles Bridges also, he had 8 points, 3 of 12. They D'd him up very nicely. That's McCall. That's Josh D'ing him up, okay? Diabate was not out there to score. He's out there to rebound, and I think he got 8 boards, 3 on the offensive end. He's out there to rebound and play defense, and he did a good job. So they're a young team, but all of these games right now, almost like, I want to say practice, but they're getting ready for that February, March part of the season. And why? Because that's the stretch run before the playoffs. You can get collapsed, then. Or you can come through strong and be ready for April. Now, again, my initial concern with Mr. Brown was his teams start good. In fact, you can see it every game. They start good in the first quarter, but then the other team comes back, right? It's the same with Brown. His teams start good in the first part of the season. They weaken at the end of the season. But we got some warriors on this team. Not Golden State, but I'm saying we got some serious ball warriors and dogs on this team, like JB, like Hart, like McCall, the whole Villanova crew. And of course, there's Deuce, and there's Shamet, and there's OG, the grown-ass man. We got some dogs on this team, so they're not going to just go soft come springtime. But you got to be ready. And so I'm glad that the coach is playing, what he's doing now, and he's experimenting, and he's, using Kolek. Kolek was -6 last night, but this is how you develop. Somebody said they shouldn't have played Kolek the other day. You're speaking like Tom Thibodeau. See, Tom Thibodeau wasn't giving away a minute of any game. 1 minute, 1 quarter, nothing. So he wasn't playing no rookies that were going to make any mistakes. Brown is developing Kolek. This is what development looks like. You got to play the guy, unless you're going to play him in G League, but now he's playing Kolek on the real deal, and you got to let him make mistakes. You got to let him get burnt. You got to let it happen. That's part of being developed in the league. So Kolek this is what you're seeing it in real time. Brown is developing Kolek. And also, of course, he's working with Rick Brunson. He's working with Maurice Cheeks. And they're all, and then Deuce and JB, they're all helping each other. And this is Kolek getting his development. So you want that, so that by the time you get to March, and I think Kolek's going to be 25 in March, something like that. So when you get to March, and he's a fully grown young man, and he's got his experience, you're going to be happy you got that come playoff time. So this is the time of year to do this, especially with Shamet out. You want to do this now. So you may have to call on Kolek, against the Celtics in the playoffs, or whoever, against somebody in the playoffs, Cleveland, somebody. You may have to call on him then. The fourth quarter, you might need him. You want him ready as much as you can, okay? So it's good. It's all good. Yabusele, he still look like he's finding his way. You just got to let that happen. Again, this is why we at this time of the year, we're not panicking. We let this happen. Let them find their way. Let them figure it out. You're going to get Shamet back, okay? You're going to get OG back. I'm half expecting OG to play between Friday and Sunday. I thought he might play even last night, but between Friday and Sunday, I'm kind of expecting OG to play. So we're going to get him back. And by the time you get to Martin Luther King in January, you probably have Shamet back. So you're going to have these guys for the stretch run. Right now, let's try to win without him and get everybody else better. It's called development. And that's nice planning from Coach Brown. So it's a little tough to watch sometimes, but we'll be glad come June, hopefully. Anyway, enjoy your Thursday. Be safe out there. So